folks, or good evening. It's June 22nd 2023. So I'm coming back from the vacation now, right? So I'm now doing the video again. So June 13th to June 20th was the vacation time, and 21 I took a day off because I was tired, so because it was a long journey. So now starting today, I started trading. So this is the first video, right? June 22nd, which is Thursday. So let's start with the pre-market note first. Okay. So today's notes here: overall, stick with longs above 43.34 in ES. So this is the same statement, I left it on June 13th, and stick with longs in NQ about this. Above 43.58, more buyers will be active. That is the preferred idea to keep in mind. If anytime you are in doubt due to day trading time frame chop or back and forth price action, that overall buyers have a control. That's the first thing you have to keep in mind, right? Rest is up to day trading. Now, I was waiting for the pullback during the week when I went to vacation, and then that pullback is underway and it is almost over. Closing on Friday will confirm it whether that pullback is over or price needs to go down more. Because of that pullback, we are open for both longs and shorts for day trading. Preferred buyers area is important today for buyers to defend, either at the first test or with failed breakdown idea. So at least if preferred buyers price is holding above preferred buyers area, even intraday you cannot think about short unless it goes below it. Okay, that is what it means here. I clearly written down here, right, what is important. Strong breakdown and hold below equal to sellers will become active during the day, and then it will go towards backup buyers area. Okay, so that is the story now. NQ 995, 971 is a dream number. Dream numbers are always powerful. I don't want to repeat it again and again every day, but still I am repeating it, right? So NQ 971, dream number of the open to the T, it tested and price took off. 995 was another dream number. In one go it sliced through both of them and yesterday's low and then took off, right? So NQ story was simple here, and it was preferred buyers area. Remember preferred buyers area, if it holds it, I would like buyers to hold it, this thing ideally, right? That's a preferred choice for buyers, right? About this, no shorts. Now preferred buyers for ES is this area, 89 to 84, right? Price did not come to 89 exactly, but so this was a preferred buyers area, right? So just I'm going to leave this as it is, right? Price was holding above preferred buyers area. Okay, now when NQ made a new low here of the open, ES did not make a new low of the open. That was a divergence, right? And overall, yesterday, on June 21st, I tweeted that also, today. So that message was at around 2:22. I said if ES comes to 43.84 to 44.06, so I'm going to draw a circle, a rectangle here. Okay, so at least this is the area I was talking about, right? Yesterday 2 o'clock, that if overnight, so yesterday's closing was here, if in the overnight it comes into this area and if it holds it and you see a bounce and price goes to 25.32, then and if it goes above it, it will move higher. Okay, so now tomorrow you watch for that price action to see if that happens, right? But today you see the bounce from here. That was the first step to go to this second step, so we can play long from here to that second step, which is this pretty much, right? Hold on guys. Sorry guys, I had a phone call, so I have to pause it. Now I forgot where I was. Okay, so here, right? So ES did not make a new low. So at the first time, so when it came here in the morning of the open, I said to watch NQ. We were talking to 971 and I said it is a good long based on a 1 hour chart, and if it holds it here it can bounce, but the problem is you have to trust the 1 hour and take the trade based off 1 hour. So you cannot have a tiny stop here, so I usually don't trade 1 hour, and I put a larger stop. So I did not trade these things, but at least I know a longs can come from this location, and if that is the case, then you cannot short in ES here, right? Instead you have to wait for a long setup in ES. So but here you have to wait for price to go to Globex low or 89.84 in order to consider long, So we were watching these things right here of the open, and then 98 is the level which I gave it in Discord to watch of the open, and 995 in NQ. I said it's a rotational point in the overnight and it is important, so 98.50 was the level, right? So which is this line here, and 995. So we were watching it here. So first time ES open right around 98.50, right? So that is important now to watch. Then it went down, right? So if you look at here, you will see it. So 9 till 9:45, ES did balancing like this, right? While NQ was here at 9:45. So NQ has an open dry right here, while ES was balancing. See, when NQ was rising like this, right? It is clear that somebody bought it at 971 heavily because it was like open drive strongly. So NQ was way up here, right? And ES was balancing here. See, now looking at NQ here, right? It filled the gap, which was yesterday's gap was 38. Yeah, Globex high was taken out. So NQ was like moving faster, and ES was holding here. That means either ES will cause NQ to tank, or NQ will cause ES to rise up. So if that scenario happens, then ES will rise fast and NQ will move slowly upwards. So basically ES will be at discount at this point here, due to NQ. So now why not think other way around, that ES will drag down, NQ with it, so ES will go down here and NQ may also do a failed breakout here and comes down, right? That could be the another scenario. But remember I said in a pre-market notes, overall buyers are active. It's a buyer's market now, right? So, and price has been going down for last 3-4 days. So the right scenario is think about longs. So ES was a discount here. Now the question is, if you look at it here, what happened before in this chop, right? That is the key thing to observe. So 98 was here, right? That was the key level. So price here went down, right? Then it went up, then it went down right here, right? And then at this point right here at 940, 941, it tried to break down below this balance, right? Look at this here, it defended, and then when this candle was running, it was a red candle. It was 940. When you see a 940, NQ was right here, right above this entire overnight balance, I would say, right? So when ES broke down here in a running candle, NQ was still holding above this area. Now that is the time to think ES, if NQ want to run higher further, ES will do a fail breakdown here. No? But it has to go above 98 in order to prove it. Then it will go straight to 0608 area, which is this area. This gap fill basically. That was our target basically. If we take a long here somewhere, right? So up to this point, so this fail breakdown happened here. See that? NQ ES went down, came at 98, held it, and then you have an upthrust. Right? Like this. This is the sign. Now it was to go higher, and here this was a long setup at 98 around this area. So now if you look at internals here, right, they were not supporting long idea here, right? Now even of the open you can see this was tanking, so it was a liquidation territory, minus 1580, right? Momentum was completely below minus 600. See, this was a sign that price needs to tank actually, but today I said, forget this. This is exhausted situation. Most likely you want to see it going up. That is what I said. So when I said most of the day traders will read it wrong and they will try to short it, but we are supposed to go long here, not short. We have to ignore this, and then you can see it, right? So it's very important. You need to read the internals properly depending on the day. It's not like random value here, like minus 1500. That means you cannot go long. You can still go long. Or some days you cannot go long. You have to just short. Depending on the day. But anyway, that was the long we took it. NQ, I couldn't take any long here because it's already moved up. This was the only chance here. But here I didn't want to take longs. Right? I wanted to see a pullback. So, and then I, in Discord, I said, any support, any resistance intraday, if it breaks it, it has to turn that into support. So this was the first long. Then I said this, when we saw this upthrust, right? I said 01, 03, this area needs to hold, which is basically yesterday's low area, and this area also held. This was another long if you want to take it with the flow targeting 0608, which is this area, and you call it a day off here, right here. By the time NQ was 959, it was right at somewhere around 15,080. So 80 and 120, 80 and 125 or 120, those are the two levels I set for NQ to target. So 85 was here, it was rotating around here, ES red here, so you bail out, call it a day off. It's a 10-point ride basically, this thing, right? Now I said look at 15-minute time frame, and you needed to see a pullback in 15 minutes, ideally at 01, 03 or even 98, but I said 01, 03 or 06. So here it was pulling back. When it pulled back here, right, it held it right here, but I said I don't want to go long, which was 10 o'clock, where NQ was still around in this area, right? So I want to see a pullback in NQ a little bit more basically, but I said if buyers are active, they will hold this thing based on 5-minute or 15-minute. So they held it. This was another upthrust. So if someone wanted to take long, this is the long at the breakout, not at here. You can actually take a tail because buyers held it here, see, but you have to zoom into the lower time frame, in order to take this trade. So the way you take this trade is you look for 06, 03, 01. When price came down here first time, see, you cannot take this trade. You have to hold it. When it went higher, then came down, right? See, here there was a fail breakdown. If you look at carefully, this low was taken out, came down, but closed right here. See that? That was a sign that it wants to go higher, Then the next candle, when it sliced through all these two candles, right, you can go long here if you really want to push it, but anyway, I didn't take this long. I was good with my one trade here and I was done for the day. Okay, then I did not. Then we turn off the voice at around 11 o'clock, right around here. When price went up, traded around here, and then did a mini balance, and then it broke down, right? So here I said day is screwed. That means both parties are active at this point onwards. So when day is screwed, I usually don't trade, basically step aside. So I did not trade this. We turn off the voice and we are done, right? At this time, if you look at 1044, see now NQ was pulling back, right? So it pulled back right to this low. See this low? Okay. And ES came down straight into this 98. So now if you look at 15-minute time frame or even 30-minute, you will see a good size pullback. But the day is screwed, right? That means price can continue to go down or it can reverse from here, because your expectation is both parties are active when the day is screwed. That means you expect buyers to step in at any point. You cannot rely on these shorts also, these sellers. So when it comes down here, if you want to trade it, you have to watch the price action properly here, and price will tell you whether it wants to break down or hold it here. So the key here, I said before closing, if NQ cannot break below this, ES will not break below 98. Instead, it will bring buyers. So this is what exactly happened, right there. So, but anyway, and then I closed the voice and the and Discord, and then after lunch, I came back like after 1 o'clock, and I was watching this. So in the afternoon, I said 0608 in the morning, like I repeated a couple of times, 0608. And if you look at it here, see, this is the trick for the afternoon trading. So in the morning, you have to remember what happened, right? So 0608, this is the area. So first time when we took the profit here, price pulled back and it held 03, right? Then it jumped up, then it went down. So it's basically up and down, right? Through 0608. It was not being respected, correct? Then starting 1050, you can see it here, it respected, correct? 98 also respected. So now you have a 2 points price point. Look, then it came down, went through 06, here it been respected, 0608, right? Same area. So you are watching all this thing. Then it went up, again came down, again it was respected, right? So buyers were defending this area. Then suddenly you see this, correct? So at this point, when you see this coming at 1 o'clock, when I was watching this, right, expectation is what? It has to, now since it, it defended here, and now price just sliced through it like a piece of cake. It should not go back above this area again. If the sellers are active, it should go back to 98 or even 93. But I am not shorting, right? Remember, buyers are active here, right? So if I am not shorting, but the expectation is, if these are the valid sellers, they should hold below it. But if they fail to do so, since I am looking for longs, I can go long. Consider this as a failed breakdown, and then I can look for this high or even higher. See my point? Now look what happened. First time up, it tried to hold it here, so I am watching, right? Then again went down, and now here it sliced through it. So this is the point I was looking for, right? So now I know it's a failed breakdown. Price couldn't hold below it. At the same time, in 128, you can see NQ here, right around here, right? So basically NQ did a breakdown of this area, this lows, came down, and it was right here, right? So if NQ goes little bit higher, that means it's a failed breakdown. Now look here. Then what happened? It pulled back right here, right? Then that's where I tweeted it, in Discord actually, not tweet but Discord, that I am going long here, and I shared it actually. So here you can see it. Then price went higher, right? Then it came down. I was looking for like mini failed breakdown again, you know. So to just solidify the idea, you know, because it was a scrappy day, right? Screw up day. So here it went up, right? It came down into this area, held it, again went higher, again came down. See, this time if you look at it here, see this balance right here. See, price went down here, right? It touched 06, came back up and closed right here, right? Now all I wanted to see is what if this is a failed breakdown here, price to move higher. The moment it did, I went long right there. Same time NQ also I took the long. Okay, now the idea is at least this high, you know, minimum, right? And then probably this or this, right? And this even 23 or so. So basically I ruled it up, this damn thing, all the way up to here, right here. That was my last exit. So I took a profit here, here and here. NQ also I did the same thing, took a profit here, right? Now the question is, since price moved all the way up to here, which is this area, it is easy for a price to go here now, because this is a random area, right? There is no line here. The real area is this. So, and this is what, 3 o'clock. So if price wants to go higher, it's not gonna move from 23 to 27 right at 3 o'clock. Most likely it will go down first, then go up in order to get more reward, right? So in that process it will just, you know, stop out all these last buyers, last set of buyers, basically this, you know. And this is what price did. See here, all of them are just stopped out. These buyers, these buyers, these buyers, these buyers, right? So now here, and that was a Globex high, right? So here whoever is holding above Globex high, they got also stopped out. So I was waiting, you know, for price to pause. So here you can see it, down, up, down, down, up, down, right? And just to go down, right, in the same pattern. But look what happened, instead it went up. See that was your long right there. Now you target this higher up, 27. See, at the same time NQ was testing this 148 level, preferred sellers level, right? That was already reacted here, and then price went higher, and here we took the profit, right? It pulled back, shoots up. See, those two longs also I took it, and here I built out. See, so it was all systematic price action, you know, like the move was very nice today after 1 o'clock, pretty much, you know. In the morning this was a good move, this was a garbage area, you know, it just basically, you know, trapped a lot of buyers and sellers both ways. Then here it was a clean setup, and that be all for today, you know. So basically if you look at it, ES went from preferred buyers to almost backup sellers area. NQ went from preferred buyers to preferred sellers, provided a reaction, and then it turned this area into support and then went higher, and 235 was the level I said NQ may go today, take today, you know. So from 148 here, you know, here I said 148 I shouldn't trust it to short. Basically most likely after looking at this I said it's not gonna go down much, but instead it will go through it. So here you can see, because 235 to 15 was the actual target, you know, for buyers. So it went there and it was right, stop right there. So now tomorrow, right, you want to see NQ holding above this area, right? And ES you wanted to see holding above this area. Simple, you know. And that be all for today.